Good evening, children. Welcome back to our today's class. Today's our topic is to prove that sunlight is necessary to form photosynthesis. That is, sunlight is necessary in order to undergo photosynthesis process. So, right, for this we need a healthy potted plant which should not be destarched. Okay, and then we need a black color paper. You can take black color chart sheet or anything in order. A few pens for that apparatus. Right. So how to make this experiment? In order to prove that starch is formed in the presence of sunlight, we need sunlight. Right. Exactly. So this potted plant should be healthy. That means it should be exposed to well sunlight. So now what we have to do is we have to cut the black color paper in such a way that it should be a double lined S shaped, and this double line S shaped paper should be attached to one of the leaf. You can take any of the potted plant which is available for you, right? Okay, with the help of a pins you have to attach this black color paper cut it in a S shape to the one of the leaf. I'll show you the apparatus. So children, this is the apparatus and this is the black color paper which I have taken and cutted this paper in the form of double lined S alphabet. Okay, with the help of pins you have to attach this paper to one of the leaf, so that the paper which is shown here, half of the paper which is black in color, you can see there, which is black in color, it is not exposed to sunlight. Only the double lined S shaped space between that alphabet is only exposed to sunlight. Just leave this apparatus for few hours to a bright sunlight. Now test the leaf which is covered by black paper for the presence of starch. What can we observe after few hours? If you observe the third leaf, you can see that the part of the leaf which could get light through the cutout design turns into blue-black color, which shows that the presence of starch the presence of starch had already taken place in the process of photosynthesis. The starch which is stored in the leaf in the form of green color, which is otherwise called as chlorophyll. So in the presence of sunlight, you can see the black color wherever in the second diagram, where the black color has been all closed the leaf, it is pale in color because the sunlight is not exposed to that part. And only the third diagram you can see only S shape turns into blue-black color, which says that the part of that S shaped only is exposed to sunlight, where the process of photosynthesis had been occurred. By this we can prove that sunlight is very necessary, is another source which is very necessary in order to undergo process of photosynthesis. So right, chlorophyll and photosynthesis, these are the things what we are discussing. Okay, a scientist named Ingenhouse, he want to find out still more about how this process of photosynthesis occurs and what are the things that are still responsible in order to form starch. Many experiments have been conducted, but still he doesn't able to find the conclusion. So right, later on, he had many questions in his mind. What about the plants having other colors? We can say not only green color leaves around us. We can see red color leaves, brown color leaves, yellow color leaves. The plant which we are growing in our house, say like money plant, we can say that money plant leaves, some of the leaves are yellow in color. Cotton plants, which we keep plants pots in our houses just for decoration, some of the leaves will be red in color. So he had different types of questions in his mind. What about these? If these green color which is present in the leaves is starch, if only those leaves are undergoing photosynthesis, what about these type of leaves, those leaves which are red in color, those leaves which are yellow in color, so won't they undergo photosynthesis? These are the many questions which Indian House has been getting in his mind. So he did many experiments. Later on, something around 1817, two scientists named Pelleter and Caventou, they both did experiments and finally concluded that the green color substance which is present in the leaf, they named it as chlorophyll. The meaning of chlorophyll is green leaf. So finally, the green color leaf, the green color substance which is present in the leaf, if that is chlorophyll, what about the yellow leaves? So they concluded that the green color chlorophyll is of two types, chlorophyll A and chlorophyll B. Chlorophyll A, because of the presence of chlorophyll A, the leaf will be green in color. Because of the presence of chlorophyll B, the leaf will be yellow in color. So these are the conclusions which the scientists had made. So this we have seen by proving that the sunlight, water, carbon dioxide and oxygen, these all are necessary for photosynthesis. And now the question is, where does photosynthesis takes place? It was believed that this is spread in the cells of green plants. In early 1883, scientist Julius von Sacchi observed that chlorophyll in plant cells is not spread throughout the entire cells. It is rather found in organelles within the cells. Such organelles were named as chloroplasts. These chloroplasts are present large in number in cells, something around 40 to 100 are present in each cell. These plant tissues are like stomatal guard cells and ground tissue of plants. This you have already studied in your earlier classes, in your 9th and 8th, about this transverse section of leaves. But still I just want to make you remember once again the transverse section of leaf. Did you remember this transverse section of leaf? I just want to remind you once again. This consists of a cuticle which is present in the upper epidermis. It consists of, in the middle part, it consists of xylem vessels which carries water from the root hairs to the tip of the plant. It also consists of phloem vessels which carries food to all parts of the plant. Consists of stomata, the main part, which are the openings in the leaves. So these are the main parts. There are still many more parts of the transverse of leaf, but I just want to remind you once again about these parts. This xylem and phloem together forms a vascular bundles. Okay children, so I hope for today you have understood this class. For tomorrow, I'll come back again with another topic which is very important. I want to explain you about the chloroplast. Hope you are all are doing good and following these lessons. Have a good day. Thank you.